Hey everyone, it's Untap Your Go, and today I decided to do something different. I'm just going to do a quick draft, and while I'm doing the draft, I just wanted to take a second to talk about a few things. So if this video isn't for you, please go ahead and check out some of my other videos that actually have gameplay and deck text and all of that. But for now, I just want to take this video, this opportunity to, for starters, express my gratitude for all the support that I've already gotten so far. 42 subscribers doesn't seem like a lot to most people, and as far as the big leagues go, it's not that serious, but for someone who only just started back in September 4th on something that I didn't think was even going to get me this far, I'm having so much fun doing it. I'm glad that people are reaching out to me in the comments and actually showing their excitement for the videos and the channel. And so we're going to get started on this really quick. And I just want to say, oh man, I already have a playset of Agadeem. Do I even take this? Do I actually just take this just because it's good, or do I take it to fill up the vault? I don't actually know. Screw it. It's probably like one of the best cards in draft. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about a few channels in particular that really inspired me to do what it is that I'm doing now. I mean, I could go for some Roiling Regrowth. Yeah, I think I might do that. Help me find the triple black source and stuff when I need it. Crawling Barrens isn't bad either. Yeah. Screw it, I'll take Crawling Barrens too. Gotta love the bots just passing the rares. Fearless Fledgling is stupid good. Territorial Scythecat's probably the pick though, because it's in my colors already. So I'm gonna take that. So there's a few channels that I've been watching for a very long time, and a few of them, they really weren't that big when I first started watching them, and I got to experience the channel growth with them, and it's an exhilarating experience because you're showing your appreciation for the content, you're showing the appreciation for the game, and you're showing the appreciation for the small guy who's just trying to make a living doing what he loves to do. So to name off a few, I'm actually just going to name off pretty much everyone that I watch, but I want to give a huge shout out to Covert Go Blue for being honestly one of the biggest inspirations. The guy's on like a 700 video streak. He has an immense dedication to this game and the content that he's providing for everybody, and I highly recommend checking him out. He's like probably the top one person content creator wise who's actually like really pushed me in this direction, because I've always wanted to do something with YouTube. I've always wanted to do something with Magic. But watching him play every single day, showing that, you know, people really do love this game just as much as he does and as much as I do, that it kind of just pushed me in this direction. He does daily videos every day, also Twitch streams as well, and like honestly, I give props to the guy because he's been, like I said, he's on like almost a 700 video streak. That's a video every single day for over 2 years. Straight, like consecutive, no breaks. This guy doesn't take any breaks. And on top of that, he's also streaming for hours at a time, and he's also just doing stuff on whatever other platforms that he's doing. Like this, like he's a busy person, but it really shows that with the dedication and stuff, you really can get there. And then my all-time favorite YouTuber content creator wise, I'm giving this shout out to you, special my man, Dev at SBMTG. If you know him, please leave a comment down below saying that Untap Your Go sent him there, and just let him know that, like, dude, you're my hero. Honestly, like, you alone are probably my hero, man, because I've been watching your stuff for years too. I watched your channel when it was less than a few thousand subscribers, and man, you almost hit 120. I think you actually breached 120,000. So like, dude, the biggest congratulations. I've been a Patreon for you for a few months. I wish I could have been a Patreon the whole time. I'm honestly a broke ass, so like I can't really afford to pay my own bills, yet alone someone else's. But like, I appreciate everything you've done, man. Like, you've come a long way from just being like the couch guy talking about just deck text and stuff, and like you started a channel with your friend, and then your friend ended up cutting out, and like you stayed with it, man, and look where it got you. You and your wife have a new house. Like, congratulations, dude. Like, I love that for you. I love your cats. Like, honestly, your cats really make the videos sometimes. I love all your intros and your little bits. Don't ever stop making them, man. Don't ever stop making them. I know you've taken some time in your videos to be like, you know, like, I don't know why I did this little bit or whatever the case might be, but like, nah, man, keep it up, because it brings a smile to my face, and I'm sure it brings a smile to plenty of others. So we're gonna focus in on this for 1 second. Realize that I'm kind of distracting myself in the excitement of the conversation. Yeah, we're kind of just going for like a green-black mid-range kind of thing. Thwart the Grave is really good for us. Adventure awaits. Does it find lands? No, only finds creatures. I don't like it. What does this do? Whoa, that's cool. Gives itself indestructible. I still think Thwart the Grave is probably just the better pick. Picking up another cleric after that's not bad either. That helps. I could also play Scale the Heights. I think Malakir Blood-Priest is probably the pick though. Are we going to play? Are we going to get a playset of Roiling Regrowth? We might actually build a landfall deck. Everybody, we might actually build a landfall deck. I guess it's this pick just because it's a 2/1 flyer. This is good, especially in combination with the Thwart the Grave to bring that back. Get another one of these. This isn't terrible, but I think this is the pick. And we're gonna go with. It really doesn't matter what we take here. I guess I could take this. If I can splash into white, then that might actually be worth it. Disenchant's not terrible. I'm gonna take the Mind Drain. Hey, we got the Dreadwurm. So SPMTG, like I said, he's been doing this for years, like at least 5 that I'm aware of. Like he might have been doing it for many years before that, months, whatever. I could take the Legion Angel, honestly, just because it's a rare that I need, even though this card is terrible for the most part. So curious to see. Like I'm sure there's gonna be a combo around this or some form of interaction that makes it good. Deadly Alliance is probably the pick though. It's just premium removal. You can't really beat that. The Akuma Hellhound is nice if I was in red, but unfortunately I didn't really get there with that. Sorry, I keep getting off topic because I'm really just excited about this deck. But so SPMTG, he does deck techs, he does spoiler season discussions, he does spoiler videos like every single day that new cards are spoiled, and he's probably one of the only ones content creator wise that I ever actually watched the spoiler season with. Not because I don't like anybody else, just because that I really like his opinions on a lot of cards. He's a very knowledgeable person, like actually knows what he's talking about. He knows the meta. He's been playing since the beginning of the game, and I actually probably should have taken the axe there, maximize on the landfall triggers, but Kazandu Nectarpot's not bad. But then he started, he started making the money. And he's getting the support, and now he actually gets to like do more things that he wants to do. So he's not only just doing deck techs, he's actually doing gameplay videos, and I love that. I love watching him play games because I went years without it. I went years without him playing games. This was prior to Arena even being a thing. He never played Moto, as far as I know. At least not on air. Like he never actually like published anything for it, and so it's just cool to see somebody really kind of come from the bottom, and like you're watching their progression, you're watching the things that they're able to do with the new resources that they have, and it's like that's all it takes is just a few people to really see your worth, really trust and believe in what you're doing, and keep it up, SPMTG, man. Like I love you, Dev, seriously, one of my favorite content creators of all time, and as you like to say, spread love, be kind, and all that good stuff. Another person I really want to talk about, and this one's not really for everybody. I get that. It's definitely not for everybody, but I want to talk about Magic Aids for a second. For those of you who know who he is, it's a trip. Like watching his channel, it's a trip, but the way he edits his videos and his comedy, his tone of voice, just his demeanor, everything about it, plus the decks that he makes are actually like really good most of the time. So definitely check him out. He does like really quick videos, he breaks down his deck within like a minute, and then he's into the games. He plays 3 to 5 or whatever, and he's mostly doing like eternal formats, like we're really heavy on 3-drops, but so I guess I'll take this just in case. So he does like really fast games and like short form content kind of, but his decks are outrageous, and in eternal formats he's playing Modern, he's playing Pioneer sometimes. I've seen him on Arena a few times. It's really not his go-to. I don't think if you're into the Arena aspect of the content creation, he's probably not the channel for you. but he plays a lot of the older formats, and he plays almost exclusively on Moto. He also plays a lot of decks during spoiler season. Like, he'll try out decks before the cards are actually out on like whatever programs that he's using to, you know, test and everything. So he gives you pretty good insights on the potential format, and he always finds things that break the format. He always finds combos. So definitely check him out. It's a lot of fun, but again, it's not for everybody. It's pretty vulgar. It's pretty fast paced. There's a lot of transitions. So like, you know, if you have a hard time keeping up with it, or if it's, you know, just the vulgarness of it is not too much for you, like definitely, you know, refrain. But I mean, let's face it, we're all a bunch of degenerates here, right? We're on the internet, so like, of course you guys love that stuff. But yeah, so he started, I don't even know how long ago. I've only been watching Magic Ace for a few years, but I gotta say, like, the stuff that I've seen, every time one of his videos goes up, I try to watch it within like the first hour. If I notice it, like, I'm on it. I'm on it because he doesn't upload a super ton. But when he does, it's always worth it. It's always worth the experience. So, and then some other content creators that I really want to discuss too. Motumbo. Motumbo is one of my current favorites that have like started this year. Like, as far as like newer content creators go, he's by far my favorite. Like, I'm pretty sure he started either shortly before COVID and the quarantine or sometime during the mix. And I've watched his channel grow exponentially from like a few hundred subscribers, not even, to a few thousand. Like, he's getting a consistent couple thousand views on his videos, and he plays exclusively in Historic. He brews almost at least 80% of the decks that he's playing, and anything that he's not brewing himself, he gives the credit to the user who created it, as well as talks about cards he might switch out, gives his own opinion on some of the cards. He's a real chill dude, from my understanding. I don't know any of these people personally. I just want to make that clear. I'm not actually affiliated with any of these people. These are all just my heroes. They're my inspiration. They're the people that, the reason I exist in this current state of my life. So Motumbo, he started only a few months ago, you know, probably around March, maybe even a little bit sooner. But I watched his channel grow exponentially. He does daily videos too on Historic. And again, a lot of the decks that he makes are really cool. And like, I'm not even kidding when I say this. Almost every day he uploads a video, it gives me inspiration to try to brew something of my own. It's giving me the things in my brain that like get my gears turning like way more than they normally would. And it's not that I'm not a bad brewer. It's not that I don't like enjoy brewing cards or decks or anything, but like just seeing some of the things that this man can come up with, it's cool. Like, like, he does stuff that I don't even think about. Like, I can't even imagine some of the interactions prior to seeing the deck list that he puts in front of me, and then watching it unfold and all the things that he's doing. And this dude's a good player. Like, he's a really good player. They all are. All these content creators are brilliant players. And that's another thing. They're inspiring me to want to not only identify my mistakes as a player and as a content creator, but to work on them, figure out the things that I did wrong, and be able to try to provide a better experience for not only you, but for myself. Because I don't like losing Magic. It happens. It's part of the game. But every time that I make a mistake and it costs me the game, you know, prior to watching all these content creators and getting all this food for my brain and knowledge of the game, and like all these different people's opinions and different angles of attack and creation and all that stuff, it's like some mistakes I might not have even noticed ever. I will just make the mistake, punt the game, not even realize that game was punted. But now it's like I'll make a mistake, and the second I make it, usually I'm like, crap, like this, you know. You don't want to make the wrong move and then have to dwell on that. You want to just always make the right move. But Magic isn't that black and white. It's not that simple. It's official, right? It's the most complex game in existence, at least as far as our knowledge, because you can never determine who's going to win a game of Magic at any given point. So what might even just be a correct play in the moment could turn out to be the biggest misplay of the game, but you don't know that because that's Magic. Regardless, I'm going on a side tangent. I also want to take a second to talk about Merchant. He's really cool. I don't want to like hype it up and say I watch him all the time, because I really don't. I don't want to lie to you. I watch him maybe once or twice a week, but the content that he makes, it's great. it's fantastic. Spoiler discussions too. He's talking about the bans and restriction announcements. He's talking about all the different decks and the meta, and like, this man has been playing for a long time. He's pretty rooted in this, so I think I take everything he says very seriously. Like, I take his opinion very seriously. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the meta. He knows the cards. He knows the players. You know, it's just the kind of thing that I really want to strive for. I want to be able to be someone who's that, and I don't mean this like in like a negative or derogatory way towards anybody else, but I want to be that competent. Like, I want to be that guy where it's like, you know, he talks so much, doesn't make a misplay, really. And like, at first, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Merchant, if you ever see this video, I really couldn't get past your accent for the longest time. And it's not even that I dislike it. I really kind of had like, and I mean no offense, man, but I had like a really hard time understanding you initially. But then after watching your videos, because I enjoyed your content always regardless, I started to pick up on like, you know, your little tones and like understanding your, I mean, it's not even like you're hard to understand really. It's just, I don't know, I'm just ranting at this point. But regardless, dude, you got like a phenomenal voice. It's deep as hell. You're a beautiful man, honestly. We're going to take a quick second to talk about Tolarian Community. So Tolarian Community College is probably one of the oldest content creators on YouTube as far as Magic related. Like, he's probably one of the older ones. He does product reviews, and this isn't just Magic. Like, we're talking like board games, card sleeves, deck boxes, you know, just various like loot box type stuff, just like knickknacks that are related to like nerd stuff and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic and all this other stuff. He does a lot of comical bits with a lot of cosplayers in the community, like a lot of Magic the Gathering cosplayers, a lot of famous ones too, actually. And he's a cool dude, man. Like, he's so nice and down to earth, and I love watching his videos where he tears apart wizards. You know, like, it's so funny watching him tear them apart with like Pleasant Kenobi or something. Like, it's hysterical. And he just, everything about the guy, right? Like, he used to be a teacher. He used to actually be a teacher. This guy's a brilliant man. So I love that he literally became a Magic the Gathering professor. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. You know, it's so cool that he has a lot of tutorial videos, and not just like on deck techs and stuff, but like different aspects of the core fundamentals of the game, like knowing when and why you mulligan, you know, knowing when and how you're supposed to play your instants. Sometimes you have to play them on your main phase. Sometimes you have to play them at the very last second, but do you understand when that last second is? There's so many different like nuances to the game, like micro actions that just like add up to the grand scheme of the game. And he has a whole playlist series where he dedicates, you know, that entire playlist just discussing all those things, the archetypes, all the different guilds, pros and weaknesses, the color pie, understanding the color pie, understanding how Wizards is breaking the color pie with certain colors like green, you know, getting like some of the best cards in Magic lately. Definitely check him out. And then the last content creators that I want to talk about is Day 9 and Noxious. I discovered Day 9 through him, through their collaboration videos. They do What the Deck series, where they take two different themes. So it'd be like humans versus vampires or something. They take a theme, and then they have people from the community design a bunch of decks and submit them, and then Noxious and Day 9 take their best 5 favorites in each regard, and then they play them up against each other. And these two are some of the smartest men in Magic, I think. Noxious, you've been doing this for a while too, man. Your deck techs are cool. Your standard decks are fine. Honestly, you're a beautiful person too. Just got to make that clear. Day 9, same with you, man. And I've been watching a lot of your older stuff, like your old stuff. And I love that you like talk about it in the newer videos where you're like, ah, man, I used to be such a scrub. Look at me. My videos were so bad. And it's like, but it was never bad. Your videos have never been bad. Your first video was flawless. Why? Because it meant a lot to you. I don't think you cared initially when you started your channel about the fame. I don't think you cared about being an announcer for Wizards and being like an affiliate with the company and like doing all of these things. And I'm not downplaying your goals or aspirations or anything, but I feel that like when you started your channel and your content creation, you had no idea you'd be where you are, man. And like, you should never crap on yourself. Like, yeah, the videos were cheesy or whatever, or like the quality might not be anything like it is now, but like at the time, that was your perfect video, you know, daily. Like that was your best video. Tomorrow's your best video. The next day's your best video. And you just kept improving. And like day 9, dude, you're like one of the most involved people in the community as far as a content creator that I know, man. Like, I make mistakes just talking to a camera when I'm by myself and like no one's around. I'm not interacting with the chat. I'm not looking at dual monitors. I'm not doing all this stuff. You have your cat coming in and out of your room bothering you. Well, it's a cute cat. Let's be real. It's the cutest cat ever. But you're constantly joking with people. You're constantly in the chat. You're keeping up with like almost the entire conversation with people, while also just like creaming on a bunch of scrubs in Magic, like casually, like you don't even try. Like you make it seem so effortless to multitask between making the correct decision always, for the most part, while also appeasing to the entire community, keeping them involved, telling your stories, talking about, you know, all of your life experiences and like different various things at the community. And you remember these people, like your Patreons, your some of your oldest patrons, when they hit you with that like 48th month subscription or whatever, you're like, oh man, you know, X just donated blah 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 for the 40th time or whatever. And it's like, I remember when you were like, you know, your first time and like what your life was like then, and now it's like this. And it's like, dude, how do you keep track with all of that? Like, how do you keep track of not only your life, your hardships, you know, you having to move or your life or whatever, COVID, you know, and then you're making all these plays correctly. You're probably like, Wizards is probably up your ass daily, right? Because you're that rooted into the scene. And it's like, how do you have the mental capacity to be like the perfect multitasker, man? Like, honestly, big props to that, because you keep everybody focused, you keep everybody happy, you keep yourself happy, man. And like, keep doing what you're doing. I love your channel. I love all of these guys. Devid SBNTG, Tellarian Community, CGB, Merchant, Motumbo. I also forgot to mention Original Decks. The guy's hilarious, dude. The guy is so funny. Again, a vulgar channel, not for the faint of heart. But he's just hysterical. And the decks he comes up with too are so good. Sometimes they're hilarious. His accent's great. And then I just want to, you know, I want to say thank you to all of my viewers so far, all of my subscribers so far. It's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to come quick. I know that it might not come at all, as far as like the fame and actually making something out of this. But as long as you guys and girls consider me someone to look up to, or an inspiration, or just somebody that keeps you involved in the game. Like, if you can't play Magic as much as you'd like to, play vicariously through me. Like, I would love to play any deck that you want to play. If you can't, like, if you have a deck in mind, you don't have the cards to build it or the time to play it, send a link to me. Like, I will love to play your deck. I'll leave a link in the description with your name. I'll mention you. I'll give you a shout out. All of it. Like, I want this channel to be as inspiring to others, and I want to be somebody's hero. Like, I want to start somebody's journey to become a content creator like myself. Like, and I'm not the best. I'm nowhere near the best. And I haven't even been doing this that long. So for all of you watching, thank you so much for everything you've done so far. And I hope that I can continue to provide all of you with the content that you want to see. And I really hope that at the end of the day, I can be somebody's hero or inspiration to do something that they want to do. Don't ever settle for less. I mean, like, I never thought I'd get where I am with the content. I never thought I'd figure it out. I never thought I can edit videos and make thumbnails and play the game and stuff, and also try to be entertaining and stuff. And then when people are reacting to my videos and saying that, you know, it's inspiring, or that it's, you know, great work, I believe in you. Pedro, thanks a lot, man. Like, I really can't express that enough. When I commented back on your comment, dude, it made my entire week. Like, I was having a hard week, and I wasn't even like in the mindset to record. Like, I had a lot going on. I had a lot of personal things, and your comment really just, it made me feel that despite how hard this really is, it's worth it, man. And thank you so much. Like, I really hope that you continue to support me as well as the other YouTubers that are subscribed to my channel and the viewers. Thank you so much. And if anybody that I gave a shout out to in this video, as far as content creators, if any of you want to collab, it would honestly mean it would mean more to me than actually doing anything else with this channel. Just because I've been watching you for so long. You're the reason I'm doing this. You're the reason I'm smiling. You're the reason that a lot of people are smiling. And it would honestly mean the world to me if I can do like a What the Deck series with Day 9 or something. That'd be crazy. I would love to collab with Motumbo, SBMTG, CGB, Merchant, like anybody that watches this channel, that watches any of them, please show them my love and support. Tell them that I mentioned them. Tell them that they inspired me to do this, and that it would mean the world to me if I can do this. Like, I really want this. I want this to be my life. I want this. This is my dream. I'm not good at many other things. I'm not very functional as a human being, most things considered. So to be able to do the thing that I love, and to do it daily, and to do it for people who love it just as much as me, it's the only thing I've ever wanted. So this is the deck that we have come up with. I'm gonna do a slow little scan down while I finish up the video. So thanks everybody for watching. I know I went on a lot of tangents. I know this isn't necessarily the content that you're expecting or used to so far, but I just want to say again, you're all the best. I love each and every one of you. I hope that you load up Arena today. I hope that you smash some people, and I hope that you go up in ranks, and I hope that you brew your favorite deck. I hope that you get to play with your friends, because I understand COVID is really bad right now, and you know, people they don't get to see their friends and their family and actually have the social interaction of Magic. And this is kind of what's tying me into that, is like being able to do the content and stuff. It's like I'm being a part of the community without them actually being there, and that sucks, but I'm still reaching people that normally otherwise can't experience Magic. They can't go out and see their friends. They can't go out to their local comic book store and play Magic. They can't, you know, and it sucks. But COVID has really kind of put a wrench in a lot of things. But if it wasn't for COVID, I don't think my life would even be this. Like, I have the time to do this right now. I have the means to do this. I would never have had any chance of starting this if it wasn't for this situation. So I'm grateful for how it played out. It's unfortunate, and I'm sorry for those who have lost friends and family to it. I'm sorry for those who, you know, have lost everything, and I know it's affecting everybody differently, but I just want to say, to round off the video, I hope everybody stays safe throughout these trying times. I hope you and your friends, family, your cats, your dogs, your fish, your lizards, your snakes, your frogs, your praying mantises, your flowers, your everything. I hope your everything is okay, and I hope that it continues to stay that way until we can finally get out of this mess together. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.